Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, March 29th, a windy and chilly morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region, the northeastern part of the nation. After a strong cold frontal passage late yesterday, early last night, there was a skinny line of heavy showers and embedded thunderstorms that came through from the west to the east, came through the Mid-Atlantic, northeastern U.S. late in the day on Sunday. That has ushered in a colder air mass today, and again, gusty conditions. Gusts up to 35, 40 miles per hour today. The winds will finally ease off late in the day and especially in the overnight hours, but perhaps a bigger story this week will be the cold blast that's coming on Thursday and Friday. In fact, snow may accompany this cold blast in some of the interior higher elevation locations of the northeastern part of the nation on Thursday. And temperatures are quite likely to drop below the freezing mark in the overnight hours on Thursday night and again on Friday night in the Mid-Atlantic region, northeast U.S., even into the I-95 corridor region. That late week unusual chill should modify some on Saturday and Sunday. By the time we get to Easter Sunday, very well could be a pretty decent day. Although one of the things we're watching now is teleconnection index known as the North Atlantic Oscillation. We typically observe this during the winter season and into the spring season, and it is dropping into negative territory over the next few days, and it looks like it will stay in negative territory right into the middle part of April. That is not a pleasant thing to see in the month of April in the northeastern U.S. That is typically associated with backdoor cool fronts, and anybody who lives in the northeast U.S. knows temperatures in April, for example, can switch in a hurry from the 60s down to the 40s with the change in the low-level winds to a northeasterly direction. Again, whenever you have a negative NAO in the month of April, watch out for those backdoor cool fronts. Places like Boston, New York, even Philadelphia and D.C. could see a quick turnaround in temperatures. So this is something we're monitoring here. It's a closely related cousin. The Arctic Oscillation Index also drops into negative territory. Again, suggestive, supporting the idea of a late week cold blast and supporting the idea of backdoor cool fronts over the next few weeks, something we'll watch out for in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast U.S. Well, let's take a look at the operational run of the GFS at 0Z last night. First, we'll look at 850 millibar temperature anomalies. Then we'll take a look at 500 millibar vorticity field forecast maps, and finally the surface forecast maps as we begin the new work week. A cold shot of air, but it's kind of minor compared to what is coming on Thursday and Friday. Let's move forward here from Monday. Gets milder on Tuesday. A nice day setting up for the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast U.S. on Tuesday. Then a strong cold front. Look at this delineation here between the very cold air to the north and west by the time we get to the midweek Wednesday morning. Warmer than normal air to the south and east. A frontal system lying right in this region. Looks like a rainy day setting up in much of the eastern U.S. Maybe some embedded thunderstorms. And then that cold blast comes all the way into the Mid-Atlantic region, the northeast U.S. on Thursday. Again, it could be accompanied by some snow in the interior, higher elevation sections of the northeast U.S., even the Mid-Atlantic region during the day on Thursday. Thursday happens to be opening day for Major League Baseball in places like New York City with the Yankees, Philadelphia with the Phillies, Washington with the Nationals against the Mets, all likely to experience windy and cold conditions, maybe even a snow shower or two in the I-95 corridor region. Strong northwest winds, not a pleasant day at all for opening day of Major League Baseball, and that goes for Boston too, where the Red Sox will open up as well. This cold blast lasts right into the day on Friday, and as I noted up front, watch out for overnight lows to go down below the freezing mark, even into the I-95 corridor region Thursday night and Friday night. The chill does ease up somewhat over the upcoming holiday weekend, and again, by the time we get to Sunday, this is the Sunday forecast map here, the Sunday morning, Easter Sunday, back to normal, maybe even a little bit above normal in the Mid-Atlantic region, northeastern U.S., and much above normal out across the Central Plains here by the time we get to the latter part of the upcoming weekend. Well, let's take a look at the vorticity field a very active weather pattern. We had some strong showers and thunderstorms late yesterday associated with this particular system here, and that has ushered in a much colder air mass on Monday here. And look at upstream, another strong wave, and again we'll have a strong frontal system that produces a soaking rain event, it looks like, on Wednesday in the eastern U.S., and then much colder conditions by the time we get to Thursday and Friday. Let's move forward here. Tuesday morning, nice day in the Mid-Atlantic region. Sunshine well up in the 60s, but then it all goes downhill on Wednesday with a rain event in the eastern part of the nation, just ahead of that strong cold frontal system. And here's a vorticity area midweek, and something we'll monitor as it gets into the northeast U.S. This is Thursday morning, and starting to show signs of taking on a negative tilt, maybe slowing down a little bit, and that is what could allow low pressure to form along that frontal boundary zone and maybe result in some accumulating snow in interior, higher elevation sections of the northeast U.S. on Thursday. Again, it happens to be opening day for baseball, and that just slowly moves on through. It hangs around here right through the day on Thursday, into the day on Friday, and again, temperatures well below normal going through the day on Friday, maybe overnight lows in the upper 20s, even in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. Again, that chill should ease up somewhat over the Easter weekend here, but notice still kind of a west-northwest flow aloft, so we're not going to get all that warm over the upcoming weekend. But again, best way to put it is that unseasonable chill from Thursday and Friday will ease up somewhat on Saturday and Sunday. Well, now let's take a look at the surface forecast maps. A tight pressure gradient here between the approaching high pressure system over the Tennessee Valley and departing low pressure. Again, strong northwest winds. We have had this for many occasions over the last couple of weeks. Very active weather pattern, and it will be windy on Thursday and Friday with that next cold blast. Let's move forward here. Tuesday looks like quite a nice day here. Maybe a bit of a southwesterly breeze by the latter part of the day on Tuesday. Temperatures rebounding back up into the 60s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. And then we have this cold frontal system feeding in from the south. Will be ample amount of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico into the frontal boundary zone here by the time we get to Wednesday morning. And we're setting up for another soaking rain event from the Tennessee Valley into the northeastern part of the nation. Could be some embedded thunderstorms in this mix on Wednesday into Wednesday night, just ahead of that strong cold frontal system. Notice some blues starting to show up here by the time we get into Wednesday evening, and all of this is supported by a cold Canadian high that drops into the central plains by early Thursday. And look at this, snow throughout the interior, higher elevation sections of the Mid-Atlantic region, northeast U.S., places like central and western PA, central and western New York by the time we get to Thursday morning. And that certainly extends all the way up into northern New England, at least in the interior sections of New England by the time we get to Thursday. Opening day in Boston, not looking nice. New York, Philadelphia, D.C., they're liable to be able to play the games in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City area Wednesday afternoon. It'll be windy and chilly, maybe even a snow shower or two, but certainly not nice weather, but they probably can get the games in. Now, I will say they have off days on Friday, so they might just postpone until Friday. Boston, that's another story. It may very well be called off because of rain changing over to snow in Boston on Thursday. That precipitation moves on out of here, but look at the pressure gradient by the time we get to Friday morning. Again, same kind of pattern we have now, approaching Canadian high, departing strong low, and a tight pressure gradient. Strong northwest winds will continue right through Thursday night into the day on Friday. Then we get to the upcoming weekend, and the winds will die down some, and it becomes certainly the chill will ease up some by the time we get to Easter Sunday here in the latter part of the upcoming weekend. Probably a pretty decent day, but again, not terribly warm because we still have the west-northwest flow in the upper part of the atmosphere. So an active weather pattern continues. A windy, chilly day today, much milder on Tuesday. another soaking rain event on Wednesday from the Tennessee Valley all the way to the northeast U.S., and then a real impressive cold blast coming into the northeastern quadrant of the nation on Thursday and Friday, even accompanied by some interior snows during the day on Thursday. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.